Good morning. It is good to be with you all this morning. The sun is out, and I, for one, am very grateful. That in and of itself is making me feel a little bit better. With the gloominess and the rain, it has been hard the last few days. This morning I was waking up to the news that the city of Richardson has put a shelter-in-place order until April 30th. And I have to say, that made me, for the first time since all of this has been happening, feel a little bit vulnerable. And the sun is really helping my disposition today. I think it's okay for us to admit that we are feeling vulnerable, that we are grieving some losses here, and that it's lonely, and that things are different, and that's a little bit scary. I think admitting that to ourselves is kind of giving us a step in the right direction, so that we can be imaginative and creative and continue to discover new ways of creating community and being together in ways that we haven't thought of before now. So the sun is giving us a little bit of hope this morning, and I thought in that too I would just tell y'all some of the things that are bringing me life today. So I'm wearing one of my favorite shirts. As you all know, that I like to work out. So my shirt today says, "Exercise your demons." And as we are in this coronavirus era, exercise, physical exercise, I think is important. We need to keep our bodies healthy, and exercise helps us deal with stress better, and it gives me a peace of mind that I don't get any other way. So I hope you're doing things to stay physically fit, walking in your neighborhood or walking around your house even. If you're like me, you're doing some more intense exercises, but it's important for us to keep our bodies healthy and moving. Also, another thing kind of along the same lines, just being outside. And it's such a beautiful day. I know Wayne and I planted some plants, and just having our hands in the dirt is helping our psyches. So I encourage you to weed your flower beds, to get outside, breathe some fresh air. It does marvelous things for us. And then, second, there's exercising our demons mentally. And this is also really important. It's important for us to keep our minds sharp. And under these shelter-in-place orders, I know that people aren't out and about, not going to classes that they may have ordinarily gone to. And so I wanted to kind of give you some ideas. I've been reading a book that I love, and I'll share it with you. It's called To Shake the Sleeping Self. I like this book because it talks about a gentleman who rode his bicycle from the United States all the way down to the tip of South America. So it's allowing me to see the world through his words, and this gentleman also grew up in Nashville, so I feel a sort of connection with him culturally and understand that, and it's helping me think about things in new ways. Also, there's several different classes. You can look at udemy.com. You can look at themasterclass.com. You can also look at classcentral.com. Class Central has Ivy League courses online for free. So if you're looking for something to do and a way to exercise those mental demons that can creep into your head, I encourage you to look at those things. Emotional demons. And I think this is a big one. I think this is a hard one, because this is where we do have to admit that we are feeling vulnerable, that we are feeling grief, that we are feeling a loss of connection in the ways that we know. And so admitting those things is the first step. But I think there are lots of ways we can keep in touch with each other emotionally as well. So I encourage you to call one another, to call friends, FaceTime them, also write each other letters. Remember our homebound people and acknowledge that feelings of all kinds are certainly acceptable during this time, and talking about them helps. So don't shy away from those difficult conversations about the loss that we feel, and then to seek out new ways together of how we can find hope. Then we exercise those spiritual demons as well. For me, this of course comes through prayer, through spending some time. I have a candle here that I like to light. I like the way it smells, and it kind of reminds me that I'm in a sacred time. So if you don't have a habit of doing something like that, you might want to start a new habit. See, might feel cheesy at first, but then as you do it, it sets that side of time to be a holy time. I also encourage you to read scripture. We had our first Zoom Bible study last night, and it went really well. We had 19 people attend. We have another one on Wednesday morning at 7. So if you're like, I don't know how to do this, please feel free to join us for one of those Zoom Bible studies where we're reading the lectionary. You can read scripture on your own. I encourage you to pray on your own and also to pray together. Those are some of the things that are keeping me grounded right now and giving me life. I want to know what's giving you life right now. So I ask you to consider sending me a picture of things that are giving you life this week. It may be a picture of a book that you're reading. It may be a picture of yourself talking on the phone. It may be a picture of your family. It could be a picture of some plants in the ground, or a picture of a rainbow. It can be lots of different things. So don't get caught up in the mindset that only certain types of things can bring us life. Heck, it may be a kettlebell. That would certainly be appropriate for me at times. So send me those pictures. We'll get them out so that everyone can see and know that I am thinking about and praying for you all, and sending you lots of love, peace, and blessings.